Okay, here we have the lathe in its present condition. It's still pretty good considering it's done a lot of work. There's a few things about this lathe that you want to consider. Now, one of them is it's only a small lathe, and the effective cutting distance is the position from there back to the point of your live centre, which is your full traversement, is 340 millimetres. Not massive, but big enough for a small hobby lathe and a small workshop lathe, but something to consider. All of the controls are good, cross-light travel's good, everything is nice and smooth on this thing. Tastock is a good feature. It's number 3 Morse, not the usual number 2 that you get on these small units. And having a cam lock, you can just push her up, lock her, pull it back in seconds, otherwise you'd be fiddling around with a nut in the usual manner. The lead screw covers are a great idea because basically you can lube your lead screw, use a lithium-based grease, something long life, and basically forget about it. It'll go for months and months without any attention whatsoever. The reverse tumbler is a great idea. You can cut in either direction. A lot of small lathes don't have that, so you're basically restricted to just cutting towards the headstock. You've got 3 effective feed rates per combination of change gears that you put in this thing, so you basically can be at your finest, medium or very coarse, which gives you a good spread, so you can just whip it off with the number 1 and then finish it off with a number 3. Probably the weakest part of this thing is the top slide is a little bit light, could be better, but it's perfectly adequate for everything you're going to be doing with this lathe. The only point where you might see a bit of flex is parting off, which is always a difficult procedure for most lathes, puts a lot of load on the lathe, but basically it's quite okay, quite adequate. 4-way tool holder does a good job. That's all you really need. You can get a fancy quick release one if you want, but these are basically up to the task. How often do you change your cutters, you know? And noise wise, not too bad. As I said, 10-inch swing, 27mm bore, or 1 inch in the old scale, through the centre of your spindle. And even though the ways aren't hardened on this unit, as I said, this has done a lot of work and they're basically in perfect condition. The main thing with all these small lathes is to make sure you wipe them down, keep them clean, oil the ways and all of the other moving parts, and they're basically last your lifetime. For the money, I don't think you can go past this. It's certainly a very capable and quite powerful unit. It will do any grade of steel you want to put through it, and it's an ideal little lathe for general maintenance work or hobby machining, and yeah, certainly the one to go for in my opinion.